So the fundamental thing that I really took away was that idea that I am not fundamentally flawed, that,
Mm.
my worth is set. And I really had this feeling of like, oh, that's like a really core thing. And so by continuing to hold on to that and go back to that and whatever, I just feel so much more present in myself. And then I think I had said during the retreat that it's like my feelers weren't out so much. It's like I felt more like contained rather than checking always. Is someone mad? Am I, so it's just sort of like my little I don't know, self rather than, so that was like, I keep going back to that. And then also, what was that other one? Oh, then I think the 50-50 is important to me too. Like understanding, and you're sort of talking about again today, that the good and bad, it's balanced. And so not having to resist or just sort of like going through, if it's something unpleasant, riding it through. And so I just felt it was wonderful. It was profound. It was, being on the call and seeing people that were there, I'm like, oh, I miss them. And it's completely worth it to me. I'm so glad I did it for myself. I'm looking forward to the next one. Being with all the women, it was so comforting and such a tribe. I mean, everybody was really loving and accepting, even though I haven't been in the program as long as some people. And I just felt, and especially people would come up to me and say, oh, that I'm experiencing that too. Or, separately, we'd have something going on. And then someone would say, thank you for sharing. That was really brave. Or I struggle with that too. Or, it was just like really lovely. And I remembered how much I like to be in a group of women and be in like just being in a group, not just women, but especially like it reminded me of like, I don't know, positive things about groups of women in the past.
Mm.
And it's like, oh, this is like so tribal. I always think of it as being like in the longhouse or out picking the berries, we're doing whatever and we're chatting. But it's made me feel less alone. I really don't feel alone as much. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, you are connected to people. And it's not just this group. It's like just remembering that I'm connected to people with love. And what else were you asking? If someone's on the fence, I think that even though it's expensive and there's travel and there's all this and there's some discomfort, it's a little awkward sometimes or whatever, the experience took that, it was like so much more than any of those slight, like any discomfort or anything, or any like, oh, I had to, take 2 flights and I have to get up earlier or whatever. It was completely worth it. And I think the money, I think I'm just thinking of it in this next year, like I'm just going to plan for it and sort of work on saving that amount of money so that I just have it as part of taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else were you wondering?
Yeah, and then so you talked about being in a tribe, but being with those women, the money is worth it. And then you're planning to come next year. You're already like starting to plan that. And so
Yeah.
so someone is also nervous about those things, what would
Yeah.
you say to them to do? Like if they like have that desire to come, what would you say to them?
I would say to really ex- treat it like everything else, like really stop and think about it and feel like what are your reasons and what are your resistance? What are you afraid of? And to just try to reassure them that any of the fear that you feel or anything that you feel, it's like, it's worth the result to
Mm.
put yourself out in that way and to give that to yourself. It's like it really felt like honoring myself and really stepping up and caring for myself. And it allows you to kind of, it's the intensive part of it allows you to really soak it in and really like live those things in a really visceral way, and to see what everybody else is doing and to listen to the other people talk. Just like the calls, it's just as valuable. The coaching for other people and whatever is just as valuable. It's really nice to have the concentrated DARA. That's really nice to have you there, and you were caring for us and serving us. And I know that you've thought of some things to like take care of yourself better in the future, but it's like, it just felt really strong, powerful. So maybe that's part of it. It just felt like a real gift to myself to do that. And I will say that coming back home to my husband, I brought all those tools home. Sometimes when we're apart, we have a little bit of friction when we're getting used to each other. It's like, I'm just like, oh, he's just saying it. And there hasn't been. And I've been able to be really contained and not have to like check on, does he still love me? Or, it's just like, here I am. And always fretting over about something. Okay, well, he's just over, it's just the way I've come back into my life here has been really effective.
I love it.
And right. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.